Hey everybody, welcome back to 12 Days of PODMAS of Built Like This podcast. I'm your host Maxine on PODMAS episode 8. Hello, welcome back. It's me again. It's me, oh Lord. Standing in the need of prayer. It's me. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so shout out to Chloe and Burna Boy. Chloe and Burna Boy. First of all, I don't know, he put that thing weighing on her, but she is with this man, and it is clear how smitten she is with him. Now, those in, let me go ahead and share some of these clips because the chemistry is undeniable. It's absolutely undeniable. Some people are saying maybe this is a publicity stunt. This is like an arrangement. I don't know. The way she's leaning in this clip here, he's seated against a couch. She's leaning, and I think because they're in Lagos, Nigeria, I think this makes it more real because the impression is, oh, I'm away from the States. I get to really unwind and be with my man. My man who's been holding it down. My man. And that's what's happening here. Now, I know Burna Boy has a lot of the ladies, and even me sometimes, because I'm like, okay, when he first came in the scene, I'm like, but then when you look at him further, it looks like he has a big head onto his small body. And I know a lot of Nigerians about to come. I have a friend who loves Burna Boy, so this is I'm not trying to fight. I'm really not. I'm just saying, you know how you look at someone some more and you see more things about them, and it's like, oh, okay. But he's still handsome. Don't get me wrong. He's still handsome. I definitely get his appeal. And I can imagine. I mean, Nigerian men. I mean, I wouldn't recommend, but I get it. Let's just leave it at that. I wouldn't recommend, but I understand. Same for Jamaicans. I wouldn't recommend, but hey, sometimes the right ones just be like, you know what? I'll risk it all. I'll risk it all. Okay, so yeah, so we see here Chloe walking. And here's the thing: he's in his hometown, right? His home where he's beloved. And I don't know. I just hate looking at men with their ass out. This is what he's wearing right here. His ass is out, is hanging. And I just find it to be so uncomfortable. But I think it's just a matter of him being home. But yeah, apparently they've been dating for a few months now. But this is just some recent pictures of them together and making it public. They both got locks, so it's a match made in heaven. I wonder what, is it his birthday? Like, what was the actual festivity? I don't know, child. God bless Chloe. I know she's a Black American. I heard maybe she's St. Lucian, but I mean, what is that? No offense, but I don't know. We don't really know what they're about typically. So I don't know how much she could deal with a Nigerian man. Just it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm getting overwhelmed just watching this clip of them at the club. It's a lot. But hey, God bless. They look good together. And the conspiracy also, I'm just showing you guys some clips of them just being together. So again, make sure you are watching me on YouTube. You are seeing what I am saying. But yeah, so they're saying allegedly Chloe has been distancing herself from Beyonce and all of the news surrounding her, with JayZ and some allegations. And probably she may have some insight on what's to come. I do not think the JayZ news is over. We're gonna get into that. I do think there is more to come. There's more to unravel. And we're like a week and a half away from the new year. Let's see what is unfolding or what will unfold before the year ends. But definitely there is more to come, definitely in the new year. But according to some conversation that's being had, Chloe is with Burna Boy, and because he's a Nigerian, right? Born and bred in Nigeria, he may have some protective shields around her. And not to be stereotypical, but oftentimes those who come from West Africa, they practice certain spiritual traditions to surround themselves with positive people, right? To surround themselves away from toxicity, to away from any evil doings. And because of what's happening around Beyonce, and maybe even including Beyonce, that is allegedly criminal, and the list goes on, Chloe has been making power moves to withdraw herself from Beyonce and her crew. Now, I think she is still signed to Beyonce's label, so I don't know how much can she withdraw from it. But y'all remember it was a video of one of Beyonce's older bandmates back in the day when Beyonce was on the album, the Irreplaceable album. Or was it the Deja? Which one? What was it called? Irreplaceable. And one of her previous bandmates, I think she was a drummer, talks about Beyonce. Yep, her ex drummer. She files for a restraining order against Beyonce. I'm going, just look at the screen, y'all. Look at the screen. She alleges that Beyonce does, quote, extreme witchcraft. Extreme witchcraft. Now, that is interesting, right? Like, extreme. Okay. Kimberly Thompson. She reportedly claims that she suffered from Beyonce's magic spells of sexual molestation and that Beyonce murdered her pet kitten. And, you know, if you are aware of certain traditions or ways to appease certain gods and deities, they take kindly to sacrifices. And the smallest forms of that is animal sacrifice. But ultimately, it evolves into human sacrifice. But yeah, so this woman here, Kimberly Thompson, she was a former drummer for Beyonce. She filed for civil harassment restraining order against Beyonce and has been harassed incessantly since. It has been a horrid experience for her. Records show that Thompson had a request for a temporary restraining order, but it was denied. And there is currently a restraining order scheduled. Well, this took place back in 2018, so I'm not sure what the update is. I think she is living in a anonymous state. So I don't think she has like a social media presence or nonetheless, but I remember her face. I remember when she was a part of let me show y'all. Kimberly Thompson. She was a part of Beyonce's crew back in the day. Sugar Mama, yep. This is back when I was really big. This was during the time. Let me be, I wants to be, got to be. Yep, Kimberly Thompson. And this was during the time when Beyonce only wanted black female bandmates in her team. So drummers, backup singers, all of that. That was when the time. And this is her. This is her. Wait, is this her? Okay, well, she was a part of this time. Yeah, the whole single ladies time, the whole sugar mama time, all of that. Okay, so I'm showing you some clips of her on tour with Queen B. Yeah, so there we have it. We have some history there. There is some just, disturbing moments. Yep. So she was a part of this band called the Sugar Mamas. And this band was an all-female band created by Beyonce back in 2007. Following the On the Run tour in 2014, they disbanded. However, several members continued to tour with Beyonce. She was a part of the Irreplaceable song, Blow, Countdown, Green Light, just a lot of songs that if you're a Beyonce stan, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the B-Day album, all of that. So again, this is just one of the many allegations against Queen B, against JayZ, collectively and independently as well. But yeah, God bless. Shout out to Chloe. I mean, shout out to Chloe. But yeah, y'all remember this album? Ooh, this was the song. This was the album, Deja Vu. I can't get over you, get me by the sugar mama, let me be you got to be. Upgrade you. So many damn hits. All right, let's stop sharing. But yeah, so yes, shout out. So again, the conversation is Chloe is with Burna Boy, and it is benefiting her because he is providing her with a shield of protection due to his Nigerian roots and his practice and just formation around protective traditions from any toxicity and witchcraft behavior. So that's a little tidbit there. All right. Speaking of JayZ, let's get into the update with this case. The update with this case, child. Okay. So, as you all know, because this has been reported already, the accuser spoke and had an interview with a broadcast with NBC News, and she did not show herself in the video, in the news clip. And I think that's her voice. We're gonna play a little bit from it. But she sounds uneasy. She sounds like she is just not a confident woman. She just sounds like she's unsure. Come to find out, she admitted to some inconsistencies with the report. And her father, who we don't know either, but her father spoke out and said he does not remember this happening. Oh my God. Like, dad. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, her father does not recall. Now, granted, this was 24 years ago, but I feel like with anything, honestly, especially if it's a traumatic thing, I know sometimes you could bury trauma in a manner that is like a protective way, a way for you to cope. But typically, you will be triggered to remember it, and you could recall the memories. So I don't buy how long ago something is for you to suddenly don't recall. I don't buy that. So that was weird that the dad didn't remember. And it definitely didn't help her case. They also made it a point to say that she has autism. And I felt like that was unnecessary for us to know. I do, because I think, we're in a day and age, because yes, we do talk about mental health awareness and all of that. And we make it seem like people are more embracing the, just the spectrum of neurodivergence. But oftentimes people are still ignorant to what different kinds of mental disorders that are present. And they may see this as, look, she's not even in her right mind. She don't know what she's talking about. She's crazy, right? It's still a dismissive thing for people to use, and it doesn't serve her here. So I feel like that addition in describing who she is was unnecessary, but you could see why it was added to make her look even more uncredible, right? It makes her look like you can't really trust her word. Look, she's a woman with autism. So it's unfortunate.
For yourself, you should.
So let's go ahead and watch this clip. Again, this is her. This is the accuser of JayZ, who alleged the sexual assault happening when she was 13 at the time. This happened at an after party of the MTV VMAs back in 2000, so 24 years ago.
But always advocate for yourself.
And it just, just like her voice, y'all. Like, she just sounds like a country bumpkin. And I think she's from Alabama. What did I say like that? Alabama. Again, another way for her to be discredited, because she sounds like a country bumpkin. She has autism. It's just like, oh Lord, here we go.
And be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and JayZ of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But
well, okay, so we could see here, and we could also hear, right? We can make the assumption that she's a white woman. Her hands look white, and her voice sounds like it's from a white woman. I mean, this doesn't excuse the possibility of this happening, right? But I think this could be an argument on the other side of, JayZ wouldn't even find this woman attractive. Look at her. Or do you hear how she sounds? She's has autism. Like, I could already hear the argument against her. So it was not in her best interest to speak forward or come forward about this in this interview. I support that she filed this and finally is speaking up about it, and I'm still choosing to believe her. She said that there were some inconsistencies. So she says, while she said the catastrophic event ruined her life, she also copped to multiple the fuck. I'm laughing right now because the article says copped. I didn't know that was an actual word now. You know how new words are added to the dictionary because of the use of it in our everyday lives? So the fact that it said, that's hilarious. So yeah, so she admitted. That's not I think admitted would be more befitting here, but whatever. She copped to She copped to multiple inconsistencies in her allegations. So, for instance, she spoke to Benji Madden at the after party, but Benji says he wasn't even in New York City at the time. She says she also claimed that her father picked her up from the party, but he doesn't remember that. She also claims that the incident went down at the after party held at Diddy's house. There are photos showing Diddy and JayZ partying at Lotus nightclub that night. Although those pics do not account for their whereabouts the entire evening. So, you know, it doesn't look good on her case, right? But again, this was a long time ago. Some things could be blurry. Anyway, regardless, just like I said in the first episode of this year's PODMAS, even if he didn't do it, he did it. And what I mean by that is he has a colorful past. He has a tainted history. And he is not, I wouldn't be surprised if there is someone or a couple or few women who have been in relations with him while they were underage. I would not be surprised. And I don't hold it past him. I don't hold it past anyone, especially in the entertainment industry. This is a part of their everyday. This is a part of them holding on to success and power and fame. This is their way of controlling that. So, sure, maybe this event with this accuser didn't happen. Let's say it didn't happen, but there's someone who will come forward and say, no, it actually did happen to me. That's what I believe. I really do. I don't think he's peachy keen. I know Foxy Brown like to say, no, we never had a relationship. Okay, sure. You being 16, 15 years old, being picked up and guided by JayZ when he was well over the age, and y'all didn't have any type of relations. Okay. Am I boo-boo the fool? And then JayZ's oldest son, allegedly, but who looks just like him, and him being relentless in saying JayZ is his dad. Every time he requests for DNA or anything like that, he is denied. If I'm not your son, then prove it. If I'm not your son, why are you acting all scary? Because if it proves that JayZ is the father, well, what happened is it will show, according to records, that the mother was underage at the time. The mother is now deceased. How convenient is that? JayZ has a history of getting rid of the people around him who could be his downfall. He's very powerful. So this is not going to be an easy feat, but I do see things crumbling. I do. You know, R. Kelly has been taken down. He was on the top of the on the top of the world. Diddy is taken down. Like, these people, eventually their contract with the devil runs up. Eventually the deadline is hit. You know what I mean? So sit tight. This is an interesting time that we're in. His lawyer wants to say, well, Diddy and JayZ actually don't have a relationship at all. They're actually not friends. And it's just laughable because y'all are playing in our faces. Y'all are acting like y'all don't know each other when no, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. All right, we're going to go ahead and end it here, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you are liking the video, sharing with a friend, and commenting. That is your way of supporting this independent grassroots podcast. I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.